All right, yo guys, this is Funky Peacock, and guess I'm just dying today. But I'm here with my boy Lumos, and we're here to slander the ever-living crap out of Dragon Ball Superhero, the most trash Dragon Ball film I think I've ever seen. And Lumos, introduce yourself, bro, or whatever, bro.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Lumos Theromax. I have my own channel on YouTube. I'm sure the link will be in the description. First time being on the channel, and I'm pretty hype about it. I do have to disagree with something already because I don't think it's slander. I think it's honesty, bro. Because there's too many people hyping on this movie who says it's like the best movie of all time or the best Dragon Ball movie of all time. And there's no way that you could consider this unless you're just a fanboy. That the greatest movie, like animated movie of all time, or greatest like Dragon Ball movie of all time. It's insanity.
Yeah, you gotta love Super Saiyan 2 Gohan like a lot, bro. You're gonna be like, Gohan's back.
You
But
just have to be the biggest Gohan and Piccolo fanboy to delude yourself into believing that this movie's that good. But we've got a bunch of different points that we're going to bring up, and I'm super excited to get to them.
All right, you want to start or you want me? I really don't mind.
You know, because this big one, the first one that we have on the list over here is something that I could not stand the entire movie. Yo, the animation in this movie, literally, this shit's like straight out of a PS2 game. It's some of the worst animation I've ever seen, and I can't believe we passed this off as like an actual like #1 grossing animation with how horrible it looks. Please tell me I'm not alone in that shit.
Yeah, that was out here looking trash. It looked worse than like Battle for Bikini Bottom. No, a licensed game by THQ. Like, to be fair, that game like has a lot of love put into it. It looks worse than Okami. It looks worse than Resident Evil 4.
I get why they're doing it because the 3D animation is cheap, but it also looks cheap and looks trashy. And I can't stand it. It literally drives me up the wall. Every turn I'm looking at the animation and I'm like, man, that would be better if it was 2D.
I don't even think it's that problem. I just think they didn't put enough budget into the 3D animation. Look at Arc Systems. Oh, they were getting freaking slammed and freaking had to put out an unfinished product or whatever. That like the ending was basically trash, right? For Dragon Ball Kakarot. And look at their Naruto games. You can make those look good. Like, even the old Naruto games on the PS2 era look pretty good to this day.
I feel like I can see the frames per second whenever they're moving. That's like how bad the animation quality is. It's so choppy, it just sloppy. Like I hate it, bro. It drives me up the wall.
It's especially evident. Like I kind of like whenever Gamma 2 is like smacking around and like the pows and pops are popping up. It's very evident in that.
Yeah.
You can see that very clearly that there's some.
Or like anytime they have like a big action sequence, because so much is going on screen, you see so much movement, and that bad part of the animation hits so much harder in those moments.
I don't think we had a single moment in this film, even in the ending parts with Cell Max and stuff, with this giant monster, where I actually felt like the hits were hitting strong. You know, like when Gotenks slams his head into freaking Cell Max's head, right?
Yeah.
That didn't look like a big hit. And I turn around to the Broly movie, and Goku's getting shoved through ice.
Yeah, like it looks so real. The whole movie looks like a bunch of characters being like puppeteered to fight one another versus like actual humans slamming into one another and like causing damage to one another. And it really shows, in my opinion.
It's like how much did they give like Arcane an episode? They gave them like 3-4 million an episode, and this is one of the biggest franchises on the planet.
And you look at the fight scenes in there, like these people, you can tell whenever people hit each other in that one. Like it feels real. It didn't feel real in this movie.
Like Vi versus what's her name?
Savika. Yeah.
Savika, yeah. And then Vander, bro. Like just anytime Vander starts rolling up, like you can just feel it. Stuff.
Big facts.
Just the facial expressions too.
The one thing I think that was genuinely good within the context of the animation in this was the food. And I don't know whether the food just wasn't moving and so it didn't look like garbage, so it like actually really did look good, or whether it was just 2D, which I would just prefer more 2D images.
Yeah, like I guess that's a perfect segue into our next point, bro. There are moments in this movie, like where they do flashbacks to other things and they reanimate
Oh,
old
yeah.
scenes. And then the food also looks like it's 2D and it looks great. Like Goku's eating like food and it really looks like like the food looks like it's being eaten.
Yeah, like it looks like it's straight out of the anime. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
OG shit. Like it's 10 out of 10, man. And I don't understand why the flashbacks, people's memories of things in the past, is animated better than the current moment. That's so funny.
Dude, whenever they bring up Dr. Gero and Cell and stuff like that, it's got this beautiful animation.
Oh, bro.
Dude, the Red Ribbon Army bit at the beginning.
Dude, that scene where Trunks blows up Cell or blows up Frieza, the robotic Frieza. Dude, that shit looked clean because you see it from like a different perspective, and it's like 10 out of 10 the way it looks. But you're right, it's just they just went away from the 3D and that shit, and it shows.
Hey, bro. Also to mention, like, oh, bro, them cameras in Dragon Ball would be crazy, bro. They scale like infinitely. Like they have irrelevant speed cameras or something.
No,
Because this is like 20 years ago. Keep in mind,
dude,
bro.
their technology is top tier. They jacked that shit from Jocko back in the day, so they got alien tech running through the whole planet. Trust me.
Yeah, bro. Like, I guess that's one thing Magenta got right. Like, whatever. Yeah.
True.
So I guess we can start going through the movie, bro. Just like a little bit. I mean, because like our points are like a little bit out of sort, but you know, we'll start going through the movie. First, the Red Ribbon Army has been secretly keeping itself afloat and in the background with the Red Ribbon Pharmaceutical Company, right?
Not that anyone could see through that.
Don't put the words red ribbon near red ribbon. And they even use the same logo. It's like the Nazis came out and said, no, we are the like the AirPod Nazis, bro. Like, okay. And
It's like, oh, a lot of thought was put into that one, man. Like, you're not Nazis anymore. You're the Nazi pharmaceutical company. Like, okay.
bro, like people got like Clark Kent syndrome, like
Seriously.
you know But yeah, so they're doing that. Magenta, General Commander Red's son, and everything like that. This other guy that I can't even remember. He's so unmemorable.
Short man. Short gangster man.
Nah, that was Magenta.
Oh, is
the
that
other,
Magenta?
the big
Okay.
guy with the big hair and everything like that. I can't remember his name.
That's how unforgettable, or that's how forgettable these characters were, dude. I literally watched this movie like 3 times in preparation for this video, and I still couldn't tell you half the characters' names that are in the show that aren't like the main characters we already know.
So then Magenta's like, them are like looking at a presentation they put together, and it's Dr. Gero's grandson, who is apparently a super genius, but he's in jail, and he's like a little manlet. So, you know what I mean? He's like a little short boy. They go and get him out of jail, or he goes and gets him out of jail. He throws a grenade in the jail cell. How he got that grenade, for one thing, he was able to build grenades in his jail cell, and we learned he also was able to make cyborg bees with poison and stuff like that. Like, are we not going to address that?
Oh, and,
That you just
and
murdered
enhance his
and-
entire physiology as well.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, bro, I'm better than bullets and stuff like that.
Guy gets out of
And-
jail, bombs the jail, and he's like, I'm a superhero.
Yeah, I'm a good person, even though everyone in the jail cell, get him out of here, we don't like him, and he blew, like, they were just throwing things at him.
They even address
Okay.
that later on. They're like, bro, like, the prison doesn't want you back. I think Krillin tells him that, like, the prison ain't gonna want you back, bro.
Yeah, bro, like, if you're going back, you're going to death row. Like, frame 1. So, Dr. Hido, you know what I mean, like, Gero's grandson, 16's kid, he's in the car, and they're talking about it, like, yeah, like, Red Ribbon, you know, you want to join, kid? And he's like, yeah, my parents despised you and thought that you warped his mind, but I'll work for you. Because
Yeah,
you
but
have
what could go
money.
wrong?
Yeah, it's almost like Gero might have been a good person, but he saw a bag and he got corrupted by ideology. I wonder what would happen.
He's like, oh, my parents hated you for what happened to my grandfather. They thought the Red Ribbon Army corrupted him, so I'm gonna join and expect not the same thing to happen to me. Like, oh, damn, this kid really is a genius, isn't he?
I'm just better than you. I'm just built different, granddad. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna join the terrorist union. Nothing bad can happen here. So that happens, right? He says like he has some cyborg modifications. He's not scared of guns, and that's cool. So we get a time skip, and we go to Piccolo, Pan training in the woods, and they're just kicking it and chilling it. You know, everyone who's seen the movie, we're going through it just so we can add context to these scenes. You know what I mean? She is 3 years old. Lumos, you wanna say what Piccolo says about that?
Yo, fucking Pain at 3 years old has more potential than Gohan as a kid ever did, apparently. And she's like already 3, capable of like training with fucking Piccolo. That's so absurd. Like the idea that she has more talent than Gohan ever did as a kid is just like unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like, dude, like he was such a super prodigy whenever he was a kid. He was like, whoa, he hit Raditz. That's crazy. It's like, Pan casually just says, nah, I'm gonna box with Piccolo and get my head crushed in by a rock. Like, I'll be fine.
I mean, I guess we somewhat have like, to be like somewhat fair, I guess you could say she's like on the path that Goten and Trunks were. But like, Goten and Trunks were not here at 3 doing this shit. Like
they were like 8.
Yeah, like she should be out here. Bro, she's 3 years old. She shouldn't even be able to fucking walk correctly yet.
Oh, she can speak fluently as well. Yeah, she is like a super pro, bro. And like, I like Pan. You know, this ain't like us. You know, before people start, this ain't us being like, oh, women bad. Like, no. He's 3 years old. Like, whenever GT starts or whatever the GT era of this stuff starts up, I want Pan to be a main character. No question, especially with the potential she's got.
How would she not be blue level at like 6? Holy shit.
So, you know, Pan, so Pan is allowed to, keep this in mind, she's allowed to go and train with Piccolo in the middle of the woods, right, and run home. Just keep that in mind for later, right? So, Piccolo's just chilling. I can't remember the order of this event. Does Gamma 2 come out next, or is the phone call with Videl, and then he goes and bullies Gohan?
Yeah, he goes, bullies Gohan, and then he gets, once he leaves Gohan, yeah, like, just go over the whole Gohan scenario. This is like the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah. So Videl calls him up and asks him to go pick up Pan, even though she can run like 60, 50 miles per hour and can fold most normal people like it's nothing. Probably like Frieza level. Whatever. To go pick him up. And like Piccolo's like, alright. And he's got a cute cell phone. I like that part of the movie. That's cute. Whatever. And so he comes to Gohan's house, like knocks on the window. He's like, oh hey, Piccolo, I found some cool ants. And he is so like weak. Like Piccolo's like just throws a punch at him, and he's like, you thought I'd get me, and he bops him in the chest, and he's like, oh,
one shot.
That. He puts a weight on him, and Piccolo and Gohan's like dying on the ground with this weight, and he's like, bro, this didn't bother you when you were a kid. Like, are you kidding me, Gohan? You haven't been training?
He's so weak. He's not even Kid Gohan level. And this is right after he literally says, yo, these are the same, like, Pan is greater than you ever were as a kid. Like, Gohan is less than Pan, according to statements up into this moment in the movie. What?
Yeah, he's literally saying, like, bro, you can't even lift anymore? Like, what is wrong with you? These are not heavy weights for these characters. Krillin could probably put that on and be fine. He's not Yamcha. Like, bro, if you're not even scaling to Yamcha, the guy who legitimately stopped training, you know what I mean? And he peaked whenever he was like, I don't know, like 30 in the Cell games. Well, like, he was pretty strong in the Cell games. He was like Frieza level. That's commendable for him. You know what I mean? He peaked then. gotten stronger since then, but you are not telling me Gohan got this weak. After, in my Gohan video, I will go over this, but just a quick thing. Needs to be strong against Raditz. Or for the Saiyan, so he gets strong. Needs to be strong against Frieza, so he gets strong. He needs to be strong against Cell, and they figure out Gohan doesn't want to do that, and he promises he'll defend Earth, and Goku leaves. He gets weak during the Buu Saga. That's a bad idea, because if he just kept up his training, he could have one-shot every problem there and left. You know what I mean? Because he would have just gotten a little bit stronger from generally aging. Gets one shot in a freaking Battle of Gods, but no one could have done anything with that, so that's fair. One shot in Resurrection F, he's so pathetic.
Because he stopped training again.
Yeah, again. You know what I mean? And then he freaking stops training over and over and over again throughout the whole Black Arc. They don't even call Gohan. Hey, yo, Future Trunks is here. You might want to see him. You haven't seen him in like 10 years. But nah, it's all cool. Gohan doesn't get to see this guy because he's weak, and he has to go through these tournament arcs and the Tournament of Power, and he finally learns I gotta be strong. The Moro arc, I gotta be strong. Stops training. Rest my case. Character's broken. What do we even do with him?
But Funky, didn't you know this movie has the best character development?
Bro, get that out of my face, bro.
Dude, didn't you see all the videos on YouTube? The biggest YouTubers all say it's such good character development.
Yeah, it's oh man, Gohan's got to learn this lesson again
for the 9th time in the last fucking year and a half.
Bro. If we were in the education system and a kid looked this long to learn something, it's okay, nah, we give up. Just pass. Bro, just pass him or fail him. Give him a GED, bro. Yeah, one child left behind.
Yeah, it's gonna be him, bro.
Out and all right, get out of here. But yeah. So anyway, Gamma 2 rolls out and he drive-bys Piccolo. And Piccolo evades him by just standing behind him. Wow, bro, for visual vision. Wow.
He evades a guy who is stated to be greater than Goku or Vegeta. Let's go.
Yeah, a guy that is so much stronger than him that he can just bully him into oblivion, right? He's just smacking him around like that, right? He gets some dust around him. He's like, well, I guess I killed him after the dust settles. Doesn't look behind him. Didn't see Piccolo come out of the dust, which is fair because he's an android. He can't sense energy. Except he can at the end of the movie when he can sense Dr. Hito's life signs. But wait a minute. Unless Dr. Hito, I could understand if he has a little homing beacon that gives him their heartbeat or whatever. That looks stupid. Bro, can you not hear a heartbeat?
Bro, can you not just fucking clap your hands and make the dust go away and look for a body?
Yeah, just grab the body? Yo, remember your grandfather collected all the DNA of the strongest warriors on the planet? You might want to collect that. Remember what he could do with just some blood or something? What if you had an entire body? It's even better than the ones that he was getting from bro. Whatever. So Piccolo just flies close to the ground, even though this guy has super visual vision and should just be kind of scanning around him, but no, he flies close to the ground next to some cars, so he avoids it. Sneaks into the Red Ribbon Army base. Gamma 2 is 5 feet away from him. But his cone, in a Metal Gear Solid game, right? The cone of vision is not there for him. So Piccolo can knock out a guy and with a visible, with a freaking auditory sound, and hit the ground, steal his costume and put it on right next to Gamma 2.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm cool with all of that, but one of the things about the Red Ribbon Army was that they were built, at least that was kind of exemplified, in my opinion, was that they were building up this animosity towards aliens, right? The xenophobia of other beings, and here we are. We have a guy that nobody knows randomly showing up in the Red Ribbon Army who's green, and nobody says anything about it to anyone.
Yeah. It's like, we have like werewolves and freaking dragon things and stuff like that, and we're all fine with that. Like, but this guy, right? Not only is not Piccolo's size, like Piccolo's like what, 8 foot or something crazy like that. He's pretty tall.
I mean, I think he's like 6
7?
foot plus normally. In that new form he has, he definitely gets. I think the stated was like 7 and change. But yeah.
Right. And so one of our dock workers went missing, number whatever's on his back. Then Piccolo's just rolling around with that guy's costume. It's got a big fat number on it. Wouldn't they be able to like figure that out?
Not just anywhere. He rolls up twice into the like central planning chambers of the biggest figures in the Red Ribbon Army currently.
Yeah, the bosses basically, the R&D department lead, freaking money lead, and his assistant. Okay. So Piccolo just does that casually, and overhears literally everything said and stuff. And that's about it, bro. What the crap, bro? So then Piccolo dips off, and he's like, okay, I gotta figure this out. And he goes to Lookout, right? For the next part?
Yeah, he starts freaking out. He's like, bro, these guys are wilding. They're planning on doing all sorts of stuff. I gotta get more powerful, yeah.
Right. So, there are only 2 Senzu beams. Why? Why are there only 2? You know? Didn't we have this problem in the Boo Saga that there was only like 3 beans or something? Or like a small stack of them?
Like, I don't know what the hell is like these guys are doing. Apparently Yajirobe and Korin up on the hideout are just like fucking off and doing whatever it is they do on the hideout instead of actually growing fucking senzu beans, bro. Why in the hell do we not have Dende out there like making more senzu beans? Or like, imagine if we had like a bunch of wishes we could use, you know, that weren't going to waste, and we could just wish for more plants so we could make more, or maybe just wish for more senzu beans in general. Man, that'd be crazy.
Hey, can you grow them in the Room of Spirit and Time? Can't you just like mass produce them that way?
That'd be an interesting way to go about it. Put some UV lamps down there, see what you could do.
Yeah, like I understand it's a harsh environment, but like if you make like a climate, like you can make spaceships in a capsule, so you just bring the plant in, put it in the spaceship, and then leave it in there for like a year. A robot. No one even has to do anything.
I mean, you and me are making plans like, you know, the fate of the world could literally be dependent on how many senzu beans they have on hand. Weird.
Yeah, bro. Seems like these characters just don't care. But so he dips up over to Dende, and Dende is like, "Yo, bro, why can't we just wish the problem away?" It's like, wait a minute.
Nani?
Remember in the Saiyan Saga when we said nah, we couldn't do
Doesn't
that
work
because they were
way?
too
Yeah,
strong.
like, what?
Because they scaled over Kami, and I know they scale over you, Dende, unless you're the strongest person
Man,
in the
Dende's
planet.
been holding out, bro. Dende's a fucking gangster. Who'd have thought?
Dende's on the lookout. He's like, yeah, I'm like Ultra Instinct Goku level. I'm not going down there.
Like, man, I almost stepped up when Beerus showed up last time, but nah, fuck it. I decided not to. Like,
I about ran my hand across his face. Disrespecting. But I kept my peace. Don't worry about it, Pickle. So he rolls out. Alright. Okay, so he's like, yo, okay, I know your pride won't allow that, even though the Guardian of Earth should just be like, no, we're wishing them away. And we've, like, oh, he puts that in mind. Remember when Kami said he could literally do anything the Dragon Balls could do? With a wave of his hand, he could say, I can grant wishes on command, right? He wants, like, Goku said, oh, I want the moon back, and he said, alright, bet. Puts it back in the sky. I want my friends back. He puts them back on the earth. Why don't you just wave your hand to make the problem go away, Dende?
bro,
You're just not good as Kami.
He wants everyone to be challenged, man. That's the real G move on Dende's part. He's trying to make everyone grow.
Bro. Okay, so freaking. Then he rolls out a freaking cart and pulls out this vial of like Sprite or whatever, right? And then he pulls a Bobby Boucher and just pours that high quality H2O right on there, bro. This is just the Waterboy sequel we've been deserving, bro.
And this shit grants the dragon more wishes? Isn't that what it did?
It doesn't grant the dragon more wishes.
Or just made it more powerful?
It just made it more powerful so it can just do more stuff now. So it just amps it. Like, that can give Piccolo an amp that makes him stronger than Goku and Vegeta.
Motherfuckers went to the Northern Water Tribe to get their goddamn super ancient secret water. Dude, get more of that shit. Just keep dumping that shit on the Dragon Balls, bro. They'll be able to wish away beers soon.
Bro, you remember that little puddle that, like, the freaking yin and yang fish were in?
Yeah, yeah,
and it's like, yeah, bro, let me get some of that, like... You know what I mean? Like, is that, like, Ultra Divine Water? Something? Like, yes? Dragon Ball is just a mess at this point, bro. The cosmology and everything within it just breaks whenever you actually think about things. So Piccolo, it turns out Bulma's been collecting them, just like in Broly. No. And like in Broly, we learned she wanted to like make her eyelashes bigger, and I was like, okay, that's like one thing you did. Then we learned she's just been doing this over and over and having to recollect them, wasting money, time, and resources. And potentially killing everyone on the planet if they can't get a wish because she wants a nicer body.
She wants an ass look, bro. It's like so frustrating. Like, I understand the need to collect all the Dragon Balls because you don't want people like the Pilaf gang, given they're kind of working with them now, or like whatever villainous group, like the Red Ribbon Army, like using those Dragon Balls. I get that, but like, man, couldn't you wish for things that are like worth a damn? Like, I don't know, like. Yo, solve world hunger.
Yo, can I get like a... Wait, can you put the Dragon Balls in the Room of Spirit and Time? Just like get them back in like a day?
That would be interesting. That's a very interesting concept. I'm not sure.
Because like time passes, so you're 1 year later.
I mean, better,
6 months if you only use like a couple.
Better yet, just heavily fortify the Room of Spirit and Time and throw all the fucking Dragon Balls in there. That way you always have access to them, and
no one else can ever get them.
Yeah, like
it's just a flat plane, so it's not like you. Also, remember when Goku, as like a little kid, could just jump up and grab one? Why aren't we doing that more?
Big facts.
Hey, 18, will you come over here? Come over to my house. I'll give you a free wish on the Dragon Balls. And it's like, oh yeah, I want some really nice jewelry, or Krillin needs something. Yeah.
Yeah, why not spending those wishes like actually making the lives of the Z fighters better? Even if you're gonna be selfish about it, like, yo, what about all the G's who literally died for the sake of the planet? Like, Yamcha's out here giving Yamcha. Yo, Yamcha fucking died defending the planet multiple times, and he's like a fucking homeless vagrant. Like, bro.
No, he's not a homeless vagrant. No, he's a baseball star.
Oh, he's a
makes
baseball
that bad.
Oh, okay.
Yo, he has like a triple.
Krillins out here working a fucking generic police job. Why are these people doing anything, bro? They should be sitting back on fat stacks of cash. Like, that's all they should be doing at this point in time. And training.
Yeah, because the Pilaf gang just wished for money, so it's just like you can just bring money into the economy with no problems. Apparently, you know, you could just create matter and not have consequences for that. But whatever. Or just like, hey, 18 and 17 are like biomechanical. But you fortify their body so they don't like break. You know? Dro is like very smart and stuff. But even stainless steel rusts in a person's body, right?
Yeah. I mean, unless he was so damn good, he could just get his way around it. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Which I'm happy to assume that. But yeah.
Like,
so they
of
wish
all
for...
things to wish for, yeah, Bulma's wishes are like the most sub-low tier wishes I could ever imagine.
Oh, so we skipped a part. Goku and Vegeta are on Beerus's planet with Broly training, right? And like whenever Piccolo even shows up to get the Dragon Balls and make the wish, he's like, okay, call them up so they can just come over here, because then we don't even have to use the Dragon Balls, right? And she doesn't have the freaking communicator to the God of Destruction in a special box or anything, but just like in Z, He just has it in a random freaking box under a bunch of stuff. Takes her an hour to go find. Sure is good that we don't need to call up Beerus at any point.
Fate of the world on the line.
You know, you have capsules. Just keep it in a capsule, keep it on your person at all times in a special box that not even Goku can break. No. On some like Dead Man Switch stuff, like boop, okay, we need this. Or whatever. So she finally finds it, but Beerus is eating ice cream and throws a tub on Whis' staff, so they can't call. That's a good Beerus moment. That's funny. Okay, I can give that, right? Like, we'll both be cool with that. Just funny Dragon Ball thing.
That's funny shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the heart and soul of Dragon Ball. That's the goofiness we like. We can take it. And Beerus is simping over Chi-Lai, which I am 100% okay with. But we'll move on.
Yes, feel like we're hinting towards a Beerus Broly fight down the way. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, like Broly kind of did look at him sideways. But so Piccolo gets the tuition and stuff like that, and like Bulma's being all huffy about it, even though it's the fate of the world, and if you die, you can't get a butt lift. He wishes for like extra power. She wishes for better eyelashes and a bigger booty, or a booty that's like high school era Bulma perky or whatever.
I would just like to point out, it's not just greater power. He wants to have his hidden potential unlocked. And I think that's actually unique and cool because that implies that Piccolo has not found the depths of what he's capable of. And as a result of that, he just gets all sorts of crazy imps.
Yeah, but couldn't like all the Z fighters just go to the like freaking Supreme Kai and just be like, have my potential unlocked, please? And it's like, yeah, here you go.
I mean, I agree
Couldn't we
with
have just
that.
done this like years ago?
Most of the characters have had that hidden potential brought out, which is why they developed so early, like Krillin and Gohan. Although I don't believe that Goku or Vegeta did. Yeah, I would probably argue in their cases that chances are
they wouldn't do
hitting
it.
that hidden potential. Like, they don't have hidden potential. They're reaching the maximum potential they have.
Yeah, they're just always pulling out new crazy stuff like that. But like the Supreme Kai's just like right there, and he'd be totally down. Vegeta and Goku maybe for pride reasons wouldn't, but Ultimate Piccolo, because you can get the one from the Namekians, and then you can go and get the one from the Supreme Kai that does even more. Right? Because Gohan got it done twice. No, and I know like Krillin ain't been training. Go and get him in there.
Yeah, but does he really have that much hidden potential?
Apparently he went from like Blue Saga level to freaking Blue Goku level in boxing in the Tournament of Power.
True, but
So humans do have potential.
Not
They just
not everyone has the Gohan. I can just not train and suddenly be the toppest tier character in the verse mechanics.
Yeah, at least they had to kind of train, but whatever.
Facts.
And Boo's asleep again. That's really fun.
Oh.
Get his butt up.
Yeah, wow. Another lol Boo is sleeping moment. It was funny the first time, but the next 17. Okay.
Yeah. Like, remember how he's like Morark level? Like, can we get that back? Remember how he has magical powers? But whatever. So they don't like. She wishes for a perky butt. Doesn't wish for Goku. Doesn't wish for Boo to wake up. No. Like, Boo could have absorbed all the Z fighters, went and handled this problem, and come back. And just spat them back out, because he can just do that.
Why didn't they just wish for Goku and Vegeta to be there?
Because they're stupid, and like they even say, "Oh, we forgot." It's like, "Oh, you forgot."
Oh, there's a lot of that going around during this movie, but yeah.
Yeah. Like, I forgot, bro. I forgot to grow sensu beans. I forgot I had freaking water from the Southern Water Tribe that could do this, or whatever. I forgot. I forgot that my grandfather got corrupted by an evil organization.
A lot of people.
So I'm gonna go work for that evil org. But yeah. So, what's the next scene after this? That he goes back to the Red Ribbon Army?
Yeah, he fucking infiltrates the Red Ribbon Army and is like, yo, I've got to figure out what they're doing. And it turns out, even though this guy is a quote-unquote superhero, Dr. Hero, the villain, kind of not villain, but villain, they plan on kidnapping Gohan's kid and blackmailing him into showing up to their main office to fight their goons. And so...
Also, why do we have these random goons in the office, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
Like-
saying earlier. Like, what the fuck are they doing here?
Because you have Gamma 1 and 2. If anybody's gonna roll up, it can take care of it. Like, I promise. And Dr. Hito is like bulletproof, so he's fine. Then it turns out that Magenta also has cyborg enhancements. So, who's rolling up in the Red Ribbon Army? Who's getting this far, still being alive? Besides like Broly.
I just there's like no vetting process in the Red Ribbon Army. Apparently, they just let like whoever the fuck they want show up in their Wakandan secret base and just hang out with the strongest or like the leaders of the entire group. But it is what it is.
Like, hey, number 92, what are you doing here? You're like a dock worker, bro. Yeah. So explain the next scene, bro.
So basically,
If you will.
Piccolo, once again, just wandering into this room, is basically like, yo, since you guys are gonna kidnap Gohan, I live in the same neighborhood. What a coincidence! And I'll help you kidnap Gohan's daughter, Pan. And everyone's like the leader of the squad is like, what the fuck? You shouldn't know or do any of that. You're an idiot. And then the big brains of the operation is like, that's a great idea. What could go wrong? Take him with you since he knows the neighborhood.
It's like,
Good.
oh yeah. I was just gonna say, like, he talks out of line during a military thing. That's enough, like, to get get out of the room
In
level.
the Red Ribbon Army, bro. Like, come on, these guys are supposed to go hard. Like, come on. But like,
Yeah, that's all I was saying.
he after that, he literally goes, shows up to the school that Pan's at, watches his quote unquote boss get one shot by Pan, because she's like top tier. And then the preschool teacher, because keep in mind, she's in preschool, she's 3 years old. The preschool teacher just goes, oh, Piccolo, while like he still has his fucking outfit on. Mr. Piccolo, oh, it's so good to see you. You showed up with a guy who's with the Red Ribbon Army. Let's not question any of that. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to take Pan. Yo, Pan, get in these handcuffs. Nobody says anything. Literally, everyone's just like, oh, it's natural. This is what happens outside of preschools.
So there's like a 7-foot tall green man, and the teacher says, oh, hey, Mr. Piccolo. Right? Piccolo. Remember the last Piccolo you knew in the news? Demon King Piccolo.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Didn't he nuke cities?
even if you don't like, even if you say that's too long ago for this person to remember, like, I would even almost buy that. But bro, he's running around in a Red Ribbon Army outfit with another guy who was like trying to kidnap that kid. You're just gonna let
Yeah,
that
she's
happen?
like, hey, like Pan says, hey, yo, that's stranger danger, which is good on Pan. That's a smart kid. We've implied she's smart. A W for
And
Pan.
she recognizes Piccolo, much like the teacher, through his armor because she senses his ki. Very important to consider. Because not only is that,
Keep that-
in-depth showing,
Keep that in your brain.
yeah, for Pan, but we'll follow up on that down the way.
Yeah. So they hop in the airplane, bro, and Piccolo's like, all right, he's knocked out. I'll put him in the back. He starts flying the plane with like weirdly with his fingers. I'm like, really?
Says he ain't got
Okay.
no license.
And he says he ain't got no license, even though we had an episode about that. You know, I think non-canon.
Filler
We can just do
time,
canon on this.
unfortunately, yeah. It's still like, bro,
Uh,
how the fuck you been here this long and not flown something? We're hanging out with Bulma.
Yeah. Like, especially, like, bro, what if you're in deep space and, like, Bulma and Goku are hurt and you need to, like, fly something? You're just gonna, like, die out in deep space?
Apparently.
Bro, like, Bulma just been lacking. Like, I swear, these people are, like, dumb as bricks.
Yo, it prime showing too inside this whole episode, or in this entire video as well. Bulma be lacking.
Oh, bro. So, they go and record the thing and then they go to Gohan's house, bro. And I want you to describe this scene because I know you can do it just immaculately.
So, this random thug who wakes up and Piccolo roll up on Gohan's house. They ring the doorbell. He doesn't answer because he's so deep into his studies. They roll up, knock on the window. Gohan looks over, opens the window, and is like, "The fuck you guys doing here?" does not recognize the Red Ribbon Army, all written all over these guys. And Piccolo has a helmet on. He looks over at Piccolo, does not recognize it as Piccolo. This is important because Pan, fucking 3-year-old Pan, literally just did this like 5 seconds ago. So Gohan is so inept, he can't even detect that this is actually fucking Piccolo. Well, this guy's like, yo, you're gonna come with us. And Gohan's like, fuck off, bro. And he pulls out a gun and Gohan like slaps it out of his hand. He's like, yo, I'm not that lame, even though he definitely is. And then the guy pulls out his cell phone and is like, yo, look, me and my boy here just kidnapped your daughter and we're holding her for ransom. You've gotta come with us. And Gohan like freaks the fuck out. Like real hard. And he's like, yo, you fuck with us, something's gonna happen to her. You gotta come with us. So Gohan chills the fuck out. Piccolo gets in the vehicle with them, and they all drive to the secret Wakandan base of the Red Ribbon Army. But like, the fact that Gohan could not recognize this as Piccolo, because he still does not know this is Piccolo. This is the worst part. Whenever he gets in the vehicle with them and drives off. Is like, bro, you're not even 3-year-old Pan level. What is happening? How are you such a
You're
jobber?
not even yourself at like age 9. Remember, like whenever he's like, "Hey, you can't see them with your eyes. Look through your senses."
It's so bad. Gohan's such a loser in this movie. It hurts. As a big Gohan fan, it hurts to see him suck so much.
Yeah, and he's just like devolving, and it's like, bro, you have the Room of Spirit and Time. Just train there. Goku teleports with instant transmission. They walk into this time chamber, and then they just use the Dragon Balls when they get out to like wish for a couple of years of youth.
You know, fuck that shit. Yo, you wanna like be a researcher or whatever the fuck it is. Well, guess what? You can't research everything if Frieza shows up and kills everyone.
Wait, can't you just do research in the Room of Spirit? Can you get Wi-Fi in there?
Can you get Wi-Fi in the spirit? You know, that's a good question. I genuinely don't know. But what I do know
Or like,
is
if you just save a bunch of tabs on your computer and just take it in?
like, I mean, Room of Spirit and time moves aside, it's just like, bro, your research will never be as important as keeping the planet alive. Because Goku and Vegeta literally are not there 24/7, which is the whole point of this movie. Is if you just rely on Goku and Vegeta, you're fucked.
Yeah. And remember all the other times you just relied on other people
I
being
was about
strong?
to say, we should have figured this out
what?
already back in Revenge of F. You know, when Goku and Vegeta weren't there, and he got fucking humiliated in front of everyone.
Tracksuit Gohan crying out through the universe like, "Daddy, please help me!" Like, bro, get on out of here.
So he flies back. Oh god, and this is where things just get real fucking garbage. So like, I want you guys to think about Piccolo's actions so far. Piccolo has kidnapped a child that he has some level of responsibility for, turned them over to a terrorist group, right? And then goes and gets Gohan and brings him back to that terrorist group to fight their androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. He shows up, runs over to Pan, and is like, yo, Gohan's getting his ass kicked. I think he needs some encouragement. Picks up Pan and starts acting like he's torturing Pan in front of Gohan.
Yeah. And even Gamma 1 and 2 say, "Wait a minute, what are you doing?"
Whoa, wait.
Because throughout the story, they've been like, "Hey, yo, that's not what heroes do."
Wait,
'Cause, like,
we're
Dr.
villains?
Hito is, he's like, "That are we the baddies?"
Yeah,
Like,
wait a
see?
minute. We're torturing
Like-
children, huh? I wonder if we're the bad guys.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, wait a minute, what are you like?" And Piccolo looks down like, "What? I thought you would be cool with it." Like, what?
Like, it's just
All
so,
right.
like, Piccolo's actions in this shit. Like, obviously it's to goad Gohan into being strong, but it's like, but bro, why? He already knows, like, they're kidnapped and shit. Like, you're just being so shitty. And then after Gohan starts freaking out, that's when he's like, oh, okay, I've tortured Gohan's mind enough for him to become strong again. Now I'm gonna join the fight. When he could just beat up either one of the Gammas himself.
Yeah, like Mystic Gohan rolls up and is strong as he's as strong as Goku and Vegeta. He's able to start doing like wacky stuff, like biting Gamma 2.
Yeah, he's like throwing hands at Gamma too, which is impressive considering like the
One.
statements of Gamma 1 and 2, like you said. Like I'm all about that. So we have
It's like, bro, like how do you just get this, bro? Like, what is this barrier in your brain that just says, no, I'm weak? Can we wish that out of your head?
no fucking lie. No, Job. Yo, I am Job. That's literally what's in his fucking brain, dude. After every arc, he has to job to his own fucking comprehension. But like, he manages to start going even. Piccolo rolls out. He gets his ass kicked too for I don't know reasons. Even though he got crazy amped. Enters a new form, Orange Piccolo, which starts just boloing all of the androids present. Or well, the android he's fighting pretty safely. And the funny part is Gohan literally doesn't even beat that guy, despite his daughter literally being tortured by the enemy, which is kind of funny.
And also, like, memes aside, like, hey, yo, Piccolo, maybe just like tell Pan to run away. She can move it like Mach 10. Just, hey, Pan, get out of here.
Yeah.
After like Gohan starts like flipping out.
It's like, bro, like, come on, like, you served your purpose, but for some reason we're just gonna keep you around for some reason. But like, Gohan doesn't even win his fight. That's like the worst part. Is even after all that, he's
in the process. He's just like boxing with him.
He goes even, bro. At best, that's like a highball interpretation of that fight. Is he went even? He was kind of getting thrashed. Piccolo shows up later on and is like, "Yo, I basically just convinced the androids they're the ones kidnapping children," which is kind of funny because he's the one kidnapping the children.
Yeah, even though his whole backstory is
Torture
kidnapping
them.
children.
Right.
Hey, Gohan, you're coming with me. Hey,
It's
you
like,
come
okay.
with-
Holy shit. Piccolo in this story was fucking unbelievable, bro. Holy shit. But like,
Yo,
so it convinces them they're on the same side. And that's when Big Boss Evil Man is like, yo,
got a dip.
fuck this shit. I'm gonna go operate Cell Max. And I'll let you start on Cell Max's whole experience and how he got there.
Right. So, like, before we go to that, I do want to mention Orange Piccolo. They do like a little joke about this, right? For one thing, me and Lumos came up with a name. I think it was Lumos himself that came up with it. But Emperor Piccolo.
10 times better.
Bro. GG. And then I was thinking about this, just like a shower thought. Remember whenever, like, they talked about Kami and him being split back in original Dragon Ball, and then Nail mixed in there and everything like that, right? What if, instead of just getting bigger, I don't mind him getting bigger. He has 2, like, warrior Namekian souls in there. Like, that's cool. But what if he got more of that mystical side of Dragon Ball back in there? 'Cause we saw Moro putting in work.
Yeah.
An
Magic
arc
is
ago
still
with that.
relevant. Yeah, for sure.
That, like, anybody can just roll out with some dumb stuff and just be like, well, I can do this. It's like, oh. Alright then. That could have been a cool amp and had very cool visual flair, but we're not going to do that. So, Cell Max. Dr. Hito's down there. It's him, and he's like, haha. Like, he pulls out a... And Dark like, oh, I'm too strong, and the other guy's like, well, I got amps too, so we're gonna roll. And Dr. Hito doesn't, like, in a modern age of Dragon Ball with communicators, cell phones, everything, doesn't just have an off switch or a command code he can just say, stop Cell Max from coming out.
Oh, hold
He's
on.
not finished.
Hold on, before we can get to fucking Cell Max, bro. Dr. Hito rolls up on Villain Man. I don't even remember his name. Villain Man. And he's like, shoots him with the
Magenta.
gun and thinks he fucking kills him. Even though he's already very clearly established that guns don't work against him. Like the biggest
Yeah, like,
jobber moment. in
Dr.
history.
Dr. Hito said, lol, I don't do that. And then he said, well, I knew that wasn't gonna work. So why'd you waste the bullet? Why? Just use your cyborg augmentations or just finish what you're doing if he can't stop you.
Garbage lead up. Garbage villains. Like the worst villains ever. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, he says, like, oh, Cell Max isn't done and everything like that. Doesn't have, like, a watch on that, like, you can hit a button on and stop it from working.
No kill switch.
Doesn't have a command code. Yeah, no kill switch. He does make a weak spot on Cell Max's head, we learn later. But, like, Dr. Hito's not doing that himself. And Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 can't even this enraged, freaking dumb version of him, they can't hit by themselves. What are they supposed to do if like actual Somax popped out and he was actually intelligent? But whatever. So he busts out and he's like super strong and he's second form cell, which is the ugliest form. No, use first form cell. That's a cool kaiju
Any
design,
cell
right?
versus that one. Literally any. I'd even take infant cell over that one.
Yeah, like larval form, like whatever. Yeah, that could have been cool. You know what I mean? And the red design, I don't really like. I kind of wish it was like the blue from the Cell Juniors, or even like a purple. Been nice, right? I think that would have been
anything other than imperfect cell, the second form. It was garbage. The look for that is just bad.
Yeah, it was bad in the original manga, so they had to be like, the editor said, no, this is ugly. Bro. Toriyama was getting folded in that arc, but it was so good. It pops out, he's boxing with everybody, and they bring all the strongest warriors on Earth, and Bulma says, and Krillin. Woman, if you don't leave Krillin alone, what has he done to you? He's been nothing but kind and gentle. Bro, why are you being mean to this man?
Bulma's just turned into a meme of like this horrible
Snark.
old shitty person who's like a stereotype female. It's so bad. It's so bad. I hate her character so much.
It's just like a dumber version of Chi-Chi, because at least Chi-Chi is like vindicated when she says stuff. Like, hey, yo, my kid came back a year older than he was yesterday. What's going on here? No, but like Chi-Chi accepts it with like a little bit of anger and stuff. But nah, just worse Chi-Chi. So they roll up. Gotenks is gonna be like, they're teenagers, and like teenage Gotenks, that's gonna be cool. It's fat Gotenks because they mess up, because Goten has not been practicing. It's like, Goten, you've been hanging, Trunks is your boy, right? Like, they've been hanging all the time, and he's the richest kid on the planet. Like, so not only is he's a rich kid, and your boys, and your family are friends. You doing this all the time. You know the fusion dance. Did it in like Battle of Gods.
Dude, but it's so funny because it's a meme. He's fat. Get it?
But ooh.
Dude, he's so fat though. Like,
So 18 is there. Oh yeah, so go on.
So, no, I'm sorry. I'll just bitch for 20 minutes on how lol fat Gotenks, his pants fall off. Lol fat Gotenks. Like that's his entire character in this story is just lol fat Gotenks. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'll do that forever if you give me a chance.
Yeah, it's the joke was kind of funny in the Boo Saga, and it's not funny anymore. Like, bro. I mean, so 18 is there. You have the strongest people on the planet, okay? 18 is there. Where's 17? You know where he is. This is like the Red Ribbon Army, so that would get 17's attention. Stuff like that. We never get a moment of 17 to 18 confronting Dr. Hito about like, hey yo, are we cool because your granddad? Like, is 17 just gonna gat him down the first time we see him or something? Is he still mad? And there's like 3 Cell Juniors on his island that could have come up and helped, that might be like actually formed into something relevant. But we don't get anything.
Honestly, I think that it would have been cooler to have like the androids and some of the tertiary Z fighters all hear about this shit and go and deal with it. I think that would have been cooler than the story we got, but that's hypothetical. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, like it could have been cool, like they're handling it, and like the Cell Juniors are like tanking basically, like tank classes, because they can regenerate and stuff, and as long as they're not vaporized, so they're slowly getting stronger and stronger, and they like look more like Perfect Cell or whatever, and it's like the old gen versus the new gen, you know what I mean? Designs and all that. And then Gohan and Piccolo show up at the last moment, like, yo, what's up, guys? We were in the time chamber.
Trying to do something relevant.
Yeah, what if that's the story? Like, we can't stop them. Just, we have 6 hours. If we can stand for 6 hours. And it's just the most grueling fest of just, like, doing their best. And they're being relevant and stuff, but, like, they just can't do it.
But anyways, back to Cell Max.
Yeah, I just. You described the rest, bro, on Cell Max.
Bro, Cell Max is a fucking kaiju for no damn reason. Like, that shit made no sense to me. He doesn't have anything cool that the original Cell had. Like, he's not a smartass. He's not, like, uniquely powerful using everyone's traits. He isn't adaptive in the same way that OG Cell was. He's just Cell in the way that he looks like him and his creators from the Red Ribbon Army. That is like literally it. The one unique thing about him was, bro, he had a dope disco ball feature.
Yeah. Bro, strobe lights.
Full
Like,
EDM Cell Max, bro. That was a thing. He just started like whiling. It's like, okay, bro, you're trying to do the Broly thing, but it sucks.
Broly, whenever they did the Broly thing, the Broly movie has problems in the writings, stuff like that, in the writing department. But Broly as a character made a lot of sense. That he was he never got control of it, and then he was just beaten into submission his whole life and had a collar on him. And when that wasn't a thing anymore, he couldn't control it. You know what I mean? And then he saw his dad die, and he really went off the deep end, right?
Yeah.
Even at the last moment of his life, he knew. Whenever he thought he was going to die, his eyes changed back. He's like, "What is this? What? Like, what? Wait, what? What's going on?" Like, whoa, that's really cool as a character thing. But Cell Max is just like,
I'm angry. There's not actually a good villain in this story, so I'm the big boss bad guy that has to be at the end of every Dragon Ball movie with no fucking lead up or anything outside of lol. We have Cell Max in the back somewhere.
Yeah, that we're just doing this in the background. He can't even regenerate, dude. They chop off his arm later in the movie.
He doesn't have any of the hacks OG Cell has. Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah. Like, imagine if Cell Max could like make an army of Cell Juniors and stuff like that. Imagine if he had like his giant kaiju wings and a bunch of tinier cells came out. That could be like a cool design thing, you know?
There's a lot of things that could have been cool, but the problem is they didn't do anything cool with Cell Max besides Disco Ball mode.
Yeah. Big screaming, yelling fit, bro. Ugh, I'm sick, bro. I'm sick.
It was pretty subpar in my opinion. I could not believe they were like, they genuinely tried to pass that off as like a cool, legitimate final villain. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So, like, really and truly, they just beat him up. He's like so rage filled that even like Gotenks can like knock him around a little bit in his fat form.
Gotenks, yeah, fat fucking Gotenks could do it.
That brings up the question of if they actually fused properly, they had just solved this problem. Is that why they did? Like, obviously it's for the memes, because like, and it gets people hyped up because like, whoa, fat, like Gotenks is gonna be in the movie. That's cool. Like, within the scaling and storyline of the series, they might have just been able to take care of the problem.
Clap him.
Yeah. Like, the fat forms of these characters are not anywhere close to like the actual fusion. It's like the meme. Right? Yeah.
Oh, they're fat, dude.
Yeah. So they just beat him, and like Gamma 2 kills himself. Like, really true. And like, so they're fighting. Gamma 2 sacrifices himself, and then Piccolo forgets he can grow large in a kaiju fight. The one time that's useful, Krillin has to come and tell him.
It's true. Like,
What are we doing here?
just forgets. Oh yeah, I have a technique that could allow me to rival him and hold him still. And the worst part is his dumbass wasn't even the one to remember. He forgets. Krillin is like, hey, remember when you were cool? Yo, use one of those cute, like, cool abilities, and we could like do something.
Remember when you could make children? Remember when you could do magic? Wait, remember the Mafuba? Do you not have like a jar on hand? Does Piccolo just not remember any of the cool stuff he can do? Because no one watched original Dragon Ball?
Apparently, these characters didn't fucking watch original Dragon Ball.
Yeah, if it's not the Kamehameha, it ain't it, bro. Could we not have called up Roshi?
Could we not
I
have done
love
anything?
yeah. Roshi's really strong. People forget that, but he's actually quite strong.
Big facts.
Whatever. But he has the evil containment wave he could have used. Nah. He gets nearly a pot shot off on Cellmax's back of his head, doesn't use a special beam cannon, or even Orange Piccolo in that moment. Could have maybe killed him. But no. He basically just gets throttled really hard, and Gohan goes Super Saiyan Blanco. He drinks some tequila. Like,
Tequila.
Super Saiyan 2 fanboys, I guess. Right?
But dude, it was cool. No, it was cool because like Gohan, dude, he's strong. And he develops so much in this story, dude. There's so much character development. You're just mad.
Bro, Gohan's back. Just like Piccolo said, Gohan's back.
Shit was unbelievable.
And Gohan just uses special beam cannon and blows up Cellmax. Then, like, he nukes everything around him. Everyone's okay, except for Gamma 2. He fades out of existence. Like the snap from, the MCU. And Dr. Hito just gets away with everything at the end of the movie.
Because he was a superhero.
Yeah. Like, he gets not only... So, all the Red Ribbon Army is dead. Or, till they want to bring them back for another meme. Magenta had a kid, which is evil, and it'll be Dr. Gero's great-great-grandson or something. Whatever, right? He just gets away with it. He's a criminal. He is a psychopath who, like, murders people and, like, steals bodies from morgues. He threatens to murder people. He's blown up prisons. And Bulma just says, we're not going to use you for your biomechanical stuff. No, I want you to make body cream for me so my eyebrows look okay.
It's real life, boys.
Yeah. And once again, we don't get an 18 scene. Goten and Trunks refuse, even though it feels like it was only like 2 minutes, and you shouldn't be able to do that because of the rules of fusion, but no one read Z apparently. Or at least the Boo arc.
No, dude, they don't have to read Z or the Boo arc whenever they have such good character development.
Yeah, they could just develop skills they couldn't have.
Or were stated not to be able to have. But that's like the course of the whole damn movie. Yeah, shit was unbelievable. Final thoughts, man. What do you think in general? We've done a lot of hating so far in this hour-long video.
Just wasn't good. Like, there was like 3 good things in the movie. I guess. Like, Goku, Beerus, I liked his character. Like, he's just been good Beerus. The Goku and Vegeta scene on the planet, nothing bad happened there. Right? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think so for the most part, especially with the end credit stuff. But yeah, I could agree with that.
Everything seemed in character and seemed like Dragon Ball-y. Like, even the ice cream container on the thing, that seemed like a funny Dragon Ball thing. No?
True.
Okay. Piccolo's cell phone and just like his interactions with Pan, I like. Besides like kidnapping her, I like that. Pan's cute, I guess. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
That's all I like.
You know what? I'll take it a step further. I'll let you guys see Rage Form Lumos for a little bit, because I don't often get to do this, especially on my channel. Yo, this shit sucked, man. This movie was the worst garbage I've ever seen, which is impressive given exactly how the Granola arc ended, bro. I would take the Granola arc over this, because this shit makes no sense. They just contradict themselves on a ton of past and prior like content. Piccolo makes statements that he has no logical reason to actually be saying. And in verse, it doesn't make any sense that humans randomly could develop technology that could rival gods with literally no reasoning, or that Gohan could just suddenly be at this level for the 20th time far beyond anything he's ever done before. Like, again, Gohan's just stupid. Piccolo's like probably the most irresponsible person I could imagine on the planet. Bulma's just horrible. Like, I can't stress how incompetent Gohan was. And they had a unique opportunity to bring Cell back, and it was the most disturbingly gross interpretation of Cell I ever could have seen or thought of before. Honestly, if they're going to keep making movies like this, I hope they stop, because this animation sucked and the characters all sucked. Because in order to develop all the characters, they had to break them all back down to their prior standing points, which is pretty garbage. The only people who weren't really effective were any of the cool characters, like Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and Beerus, and Whis.
And Chi-Lai and all them idiots.
Yeah, anybody who wasn't on the planet. And thank God they weren't, because if they were tied into this story, it would bring it some level of viability, because you could say, wow, those guys actually are as strong as Goku and Vegeta. But I don't care if Toriyama has come out and said it. Everyone's just typing on this movie, including the people writing it, because they have to. And it shows, because the writing was terrible, the plot wasn't good, the character development was also garbage and inflated intentionally. Just, deflate them to inflate them. So do we really get anywhere? Not really. It's the same shit, different movie, but we somehow found a way to make it canon. This is some shit that belongs in Dragon Ball Heroes.
I think I saw like an interview with him, Toriyama basically just begging people to go watch this movie. Apparently it's not doing good in like week 2 and 3. Like, oh.
I mean,
I wonder why.
I don't even know if like that's the case, that it's like doing poorly. My problem is more so that it's just bad. And things can be successful when they're total garbage. There's a lot of things that are really popular that are total garbage. Take, for example, given in another genre, like Call of Duty or like NBA 2K coming out like every year. It's the same fucking thing. There's nothing changing. And that's exactly what we got here, especially for the characters of everyone here. Gohan forgot that he needed to train to save the world again, and then just mystically, randomly becomes the most powerful character in the entire franchise for the movie. And Piccolo literally just gets a wish granted to him that makes him the strongest character in the franchise. Okay.
Yep. And once again, we're going with this whole thing, like in the Granola arc. Oh, we can just wish for power. Why didn't we do this before?
It's a bad mechanic. It sucks. That idea is just bad.
It's like, at least, like at the end of the Granola arc, spoilers, boys, but it's a bad arc anyway. At least, like, Gas is like, he wished to always be the strongest, so his body just keeps, like, grading over time, you know?
Yeah, he's got a limited amount of time to live. Piccolo basically just got that upgrade with no consequences. Oh, great writing.
And you know, like, remember back in original Dragon Ball? Like, once again, I'll say this again, I'm a big original Dragon Ball fan. King Piccolo could spit out children that were relative to him. Now we have just a bunch of blue, like, Ultra Instinct Gokus rolling around. If he wanted to, he just chooses not to.
What bad writing? It never happens. Not in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's the finality of what I'm offering, bro. Is this was just an abomination, and I hope it stops. I hope these garbage movies stop. Broly was good. I'll stand by that any day of the week. But this was not. This was some Granola arc shit.
yeah, it really was. But I think that's about it. Like, we've basically just whined about the movie for like an hour or two, boys.
Big facts.
So
Well,
it's fun, but
gotta bring it to an end eventually. And I tell you what, if you don't mind, I'll plug myself here real quick.
bro, go ahead. I'm gonna put you in the description anyway. But yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm Lumos Theramax, guys. It's been a blast hanging out. I don't normally branch out to anime content, but it's been super fun hanging out with Funky Peacock over here. You can always find me at youtube.com/Lumos Theramax, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the channel. Normally, I cover DC content or Marvel content, mainly comic books and things along those lines. But every once in a while, you will see me branch out into anime and stuff like that.
Yeah. And guys, like he usually does DC comics and stuff like that. a lot of scaling and everything like that. You know, you might heard us like say like the power levels and stuff like that within the movie. You know, anything like that. So go check him out and just yeah, bro. Y'all guys have a good day. Put I know a lot of hate in the comments. Maybe
Bring
keep
the
it civil
hate.
down there, but
Bring the fucking hate, bro. I want to see your guys' communication down in the comments as to why you think we're wrong. Because I don't see these ideas being challenged elsewhere.
yeah, most of the big Dragon Ball tubers are just like, oh, it's so great.
Oh, it's so
And
amazing.
it's like no shit. Like I guess I'm not trying to like insult them too much, but like, you gotta be like a 5-year-old to enjoy this movie. And think that the plot line is like, oh, that's great for Gohan's character. Like, no.
Yo, you know what? It's just as much up to the fans to call out the garbage moments in the series, just like I do with any of my DC characters, as it is to call out all the good moments. Don't be that guy and just worship some garbage ass movie just because it's Dragon Ball.
Yeah. That's it, boys. See y'all next time. I might make a video on Piccolo's power set and why. Like, I made that might be my next video on just like Piccolo's potential power set if he had just actually awakened the powers of Kami and stuff. Yeah. That's it.
Right? Later, Lanterns.